We all chase this idea of success, right? We hustle, we grind, we pour everything we have into our goals. But somewhere along the line, we forget about the rest of life. We become like a tightrope walker, constantly teetering, one wrong step away from a crash. We live in such a fast-paced world, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed by our daily responsibilities. I used to be workaholic, driven by ambition, neglecting everything else. My family, my health, even my own sanity. It was a constant race against the clock, a blur of deadlines and stress. And you know what? It wasn't sustainable. That's when I realized true success isn't just about achieving goals. It's about finding balance. It's about creating a life where all aspects are thriving, not just one. Finding that equilibrium, that sweet spot, is the real challenge, isn't it? It's like tuning an instrument. Every string needs to be in harmony for the music to sound right. I remember a time not too long ago when I felt beaten. My schedule was packed, my to-do list was never-ending, and I was constantly burning the candle at both ends. It felt like no matter how hard I worked, something was always off. I started questioning if the way I was living was really sustainable. That's when I began to make some changes that transformed my perspective entirely. I learned that balance isn't about having equal parts of work, leisure, and family. It's about aligning your actions with your values and creating a rhythm that suits your life. It starts with time management. Instead of letting the day control me, I began planning it in a way that allowed room for the unexpected. Every morning, I'd set aside a few minutes to map out my priorities. Not only did this simple act help me manage my time better, but it also brought a sense of calm and direction that carried me through the day. There was a period when I juggled multiple projects at once, convinced that being busy meant being successful. But soon enough, I noticed my energy dwindling and my passion fading. That was my cue to rethink my approach. I began blocking off specific time slots for work, personal growth, and most importantly, rest. It wasn't about strict scheduling, but rather about honoring what was truly important. This shift helped me realize that being busy isn't the same as being effective. Another key part of finding balance is setting boundaries. For a long time, I struggled with saying no, always trying to please everyone and overextending myself in that process. I learned that setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about protecting your time and energy so that you can give your best self to what really matters. I started practicing honest conversations with friends, family, and even colleagues about what I could handle. It wasn't easy at first, but the result was a newfound respect for my own limits. By communicating openly, I not only reduced my stress, but also improved my relationships. People began to understand and appreciate the value of having a balanced life. Flexibility, too, plays a crucial role. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and that's perfectly okay. I remember once planning a major event down to every detail, only for unexpected changes to throw the whole thing off course. Instead of spiraling into frustration, I learned to adapt. I took a deep breath, reevaluated my priorities, and adjusted my plans. This experience taught me that flexibility isn't a sign of weakness or failure. It's a strength that allows us to navigate the unpredictable nature of life. Each time I've adapted to change, I've come out stronger and more prepared for the next challenge. Now you might be wondering how to start implementing these changes in your own life. It begins with small, intentional steps. Try taking a few minutes each day to reflect on what truly matters. Know your priorities and allow yourself the grace to adjust them as circumstances change. Remember, balance isn't a destination. It's a journey of continuous learning and growth. I know that finding balance isn't easy. There have been days when I've felt like I was barely keeping up. Days when my boundaries were tested, and moments when flexibility seemed impossible. But through every high and low, the one thing I've come to understand is that every effort counts. Each step you take towards managing your time better, setting clearer boundaries, and embracing change is a step towards a more fulfilling life. Imagine a life where you're not constantly rushing or feeling overwhelmed. A life where every day is met with calm, purpose, and clarity. That's the kind of life that balance can bring. It's about making room for both the hustle and the quiet moments, about being present in every experience, and most importantly, about loving the journey. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share, and subscribe for more life lessons and inspiration. And remember, be kind to yourself, and that balance is within your reach.